Good morning, my dear students. We continue our discussion with the reaction mechanisms. Today we discuss Heck reaction, Heck reaction. Basically, Heck reaction should come under the heading of palladium catalyzed reactions. Heck reaction involves the usage of an alkyl halide or an organohalide with an alkenes so that we will get a substituted alkene. So any alkenes which react with organohalides or alkyl halides or aryl halides in presence of palladium catalyst and base, it gives a substituted alkene. This reaction is basically called Heck reaction. So in Heck reaction, the final product will be an alkene which is obtained from an alkene react with alkyl halides or organohalides. Take down. See here H. That H is replaced by the R dash of this alkyl halide in presence of palladium acetate and base, eliminating HX or halogen hydrogen halides. This reaction is called Heck reaction. As I told you, Heck reaction is a palladium catalyzed reaction. That means it undergoes organometallic reactions to form the product. Palladium could extend its oxidation number and coordination number. Palladium could undergo insertion reactions. Palladium could undergo beta hydride eliminations, and even it can do radioreductive elimination. That means these are the typical reactions of organometallic compounds. So palladium acts as an organometallic compound and activate the reaction mechanism. In the first step, an oxidative addition occurs where to the palladium compound or to the palladium organometallic compound. That means that oxidation addition occurs to the palladium and hence the coordination number changes as well as the oxidation number changes. So in the first step what happens is that the organohalides or the alkyl halides react with the palladium compound to undergo an insertion reaction. Insertion reaction. That means between the organic group and the halide group, the palladium get inserted. So the palladium get inserted between the bond of organic group and the halide group. So it is the oxidative addition step with the insertion of palladium into aryl bromide or organohalide compound. Take down the steps. I will show the slide in the next slide, the detailed mechanism. You take down the steps. In the second step, what happens is the alkene there is an alkene. That alkene will undergo a bond formation with palladium. A pi-type complex will be formed. We know usually palladium could easily form pi complex like cis salt. So palladium undergoes a pi bond formation with the given alkene. Then the bond gets stabilized and beta hydride elimination occurs in the third step. That means the hydride present in the beta position gets eliminated. This again results in the formation of a pi complex. See, a pi complex is formed. That complex is converted to sigma complex. Then beta hydride elimination occurs in the third step. And again a palladium alkene pi complex will be formed. Finally, reductive elimination occurs. Reductive elimination. That means the attached moiety on the palladium, around the palladium, get eliminated to form the final product, that is the substituted alkene, and the palladium catalyst will be regenerated. So first step is the oxidative addition, second step is the insertion, third step is the beta hydride elimination, and the final step is the reductive elimination. Take down the steps. I will show next slide. See here, this is the cyclic step. See, this is the starting compound. So I just assume palladium is in the zero oxidation state. And these two L are ligands or the moiety attached to the palladium. So palladium is in the zero oxidation state. Or even it could be in the +2 oxidation state, no problem. So palladium will be in the lower oxidation state. Now see here, this is the alkyl halide or the organohalide Rx. This reacts with the palladium so that between R and X, that means between the carbon halogen bond, this palladium will undergo insertion. See now here, the oxidation state of palladium has increased from 0 to +2. That means oxidation happened to palladium and palladium get inserted between the Rx bond, organohalide bond. This is the oxidative addition, that is the first step as we have written there. So palladium is inserted between R and X and the oxidation state of palladium has increased from 0 to 2. At this step, at this point, the alkene, we know Heck reaction is a reaction between an alkene and an alkyl halide to form a substituted alkene. So in this second step, the alkene, that is the substrate alkene, undergoes reaction with this compound so that the double bond present in the alkene, see this double bond present in the alkene, this double bond, that makes a pi bond between palladium, pi complex between palladium, and slowly, see here, and slowly it makes a bond with palladium. See here, that R, here is a R, this R has come from the alkyl halide. Okay, clearly check. This R has come from the alkyl halide. So I have PDRXLL. Here it is a pi complex. I have R1 and R2 pi complex. Now this double bond, which is a pi complex, gets attached to palladium. Attached to palladium. That means this double bond carbon atom get inserted between palladium and R bond. Check carefully. See R1, R2. R1, R2 is here. To the R2 that are here between R and palladium. R and palladium. This compound get introduced. So that we are getting a sigma complex. The oxidation state remains same. Palladium to palladium 2. Now shift occurs. This will be shifting here. This hydride, see, this is the alpha position, and this is the beta position. Beta position we have a hydride. This hydride is the beta hydride. This hydride elimination occurs so that palladium carbon bond becomes a pi bond here. Pi bond here. You see here? This H has given to the palladium. As a result, palladium H bond is formed and a pi complex is formed. Now, reductive elimination occurs. Reductive elimination occurs. See here, I get the corresponding compound here. And the H and X got removed so that the original starting product has reached. That means as we are explaining organometallic reaction using Tolman loop, same thing is happening here. First step is the oxidative addition. Second step is the insertion reactions. Third step is the beta hydride elimination. And finally, the reductive elimination to form or regenerate the catalyst. So by 4 different steps, Heck reaction occurs, which could be represented in form of a cyclic reaction structure. In organometallic, this is called Tolman loop. Tolman loop. Check down. Now we move to Ritter reaction. Ritter reaction. R-I-T-T-E-R. Ritter reaction. Ritter reaction is a simple reaction in which an amide is produced by the reaction of a nitrile and a carbocation precursor or a substituted olefin or tertiary alcohol. Usually, substituted olefins or tertiary alcohol will easily generate a carbocation. So, inside that carbocation has to be generated. And that carbocation react with a nitrile, C triple bond and cyanides are basically called nitriles. So they react to form an amide. Usually the reaction proceeds in presence of acid and water. And this acid catalyzed reaction is called Ritter reaction. So Ritter reaction, we get ultimately an amide. See here, this is a nitrile C triple bond N compound. This is methyl cyanide, which is reacting with a double bonded alkene. So this alkene can easily give you a carbocation. What is a carbocation? An intermediate which is having positive charge to the carbon atom, which react in presence of water and an acidic medium to give an amide. What are amides? Amides have C double bond or NH linkages. So a C double bond or NH linkage has introduced. This reaction is called a Ritter reaction. Instead of alkene, we could use an alcohol. See, here it is an alcohol, a tertiary alcohol, which react with cyanide or nitrile in presence of acid, so that we are ending up with an amide C double bond or NH. This C double bond or NH is called an amide. This reaction is called Ritter reaction. Take down. Check the mechanism here. It's a simple mechanism. What happens is that first step, a carbocation has to be generated. This carbocation is generated from the alcohol or from the double bonded compound. So here we have a carbocation and the carbon is having a positive charge here. So what happens? The C triple bond N, the nitrogen is having a lone pair of electron which attacks the positive charge. As a result, the positive charge will come to the nitrogen atom. You got it? Take down clearly. Then the attack of water molecule occurs, HOH, because we have to get a amide. A carbon nitrogen bond has established here. The next step is the water molecule will attack the carbon triple bond N positive. The triple bond gets shifted towards the nitrogen atom and the carbon bears a positive charge. And to that positive charge, lone pair of electron from oxygen is donated. Lone pair of electron from the oxygen is donated. So that a carbon oxygen bond has established. And the oxygen bears the positive charge. Check here carefully. The positive charge from nitrogen shifted towards the carbon and that positive charge shifted towards the oxygen atom. Now the oxygen hydrogen bond shift towards here, towards the carbon oxygen bond, so that the positive charge from the from the oxygen get lost and it moves to the nitrogen atom. See here the arrow mark. Check the arrow mark carefully. This bond is shifting towards here. As a result, carbon double bond N shift towards nitrogen, so that the nitrogen get a positive charge. Now another OH bond is here. That OH bond shift towards here and the H plus is eliminated out, resulting the formation of NHC double bond O, that is the amide. NHC double bond O, that is the amide. So resulting the formation of amide. Hence we could summarize the first step is the attack of nitrile to the carbocation, followed by the attack of water molecule and the subsequent elimination of H plus ion result in the formation of that particular amide. That is Ritter reaction. The same reaction could occur instead of alcohol if we are using double bonded compound. That means alkenes. So alkenes could also easily give carbocation. So carbocation production is must for Ritter reaction. Take down carefully. The next reaction is Peterson's reaction or Peterson's olefination reaction. This is a simple reaction where lithium or magnesium derivative of alkyl silanes. See here, trialkyl silane R3SiCH2Li. We know trimethyl silane TMS. Here, this is a trimethyl silane R3Si, which is having a methyl group here, which is replaced by lithium. So we could say this is lithium or magnesium derivative of a trialkyl silane. If Li plus is lost, we could have R3SiCH2 minus, R3SiCH2 minus, which is called a alpha silyl carbanion. Alpha silyl carbanion. So lithium or magnesium derivative of trialkyl silane or alpha silyl carbanions react with aldehydes or ketones to give alkenes. This reaction is called Peterson's reaction. So Peterson's reaction is the formation of an alkene from aldehyde and lithium or magnesium derivative of trialkyl silane. See here, this is another molecule obtained from aldehyde or keton, and here we have minus charge. That means this is alpha silyl carbanion. So the product is rearranged product is a keton, an alkene. So isomeric alkanes are obtained. This reaction is called Peterson's reaction. Take down. Check the mechanism here. Simple mechanism. You take down along with me. First we have the lithium or magnesium substituted trialkyl silane. So we know Li plus and CH2 minus. Naturally, this carbonyl compound is having a polarization C plus and O minus. C plus and O minus. So what happens? This minus charge will attack the carbon atom. This minus charge will attack the carbon atom. And the Li plus will attack the oxygen atom. So a typical addition reaction is happening there. So that an addition compound is obtained here. So show the arrow mark here. See, this attack here, Li plus attack O minus. So that basically a lithium derivative is obtained here. Now, the importance of trialkyl silane is that this R3Si group acts as a proton-like species. We know in organic reactions, protons are easily eliminated or abstracted by base. H plus is easily absorbed by OH minus. Similarly, this R3Si will be absorbed by a base, so that the silicon carbon bond shift towards here. See here, the arrow mark, draw it carefully. It shifts towards here. Now what will happen? Carbon oxygen bond will shift towards here. So that a carbon double bond carbon is established here. This carbon double bond carbon is the alkene, resulting the formation of the alkene molecule. So the first step, it is the addition reactions of silyl carbanion to the carbonyl compound. Second step is the abstraction of R3Si, which would behave like a proton by the base, following by shift of bonds, resulting the formation of alkene. And Petersen olefination could be used to prepare either cis or transalkene from the same beta hydroxysilane. Condition is that if we use acid, it will give one alkene. If we use base, it will give the opposite stereochemical alkene, that is cis or trans. So depending upon the base or acid medium that we are using, we may get the stereo alkenes, that is cis or trans. Take down. Next reaction is Pryles reaction. Pryles reaction. It is simply a basic reaction where an epoxide is obtained. What is an epoxide? An oxygen linkage between two carbon atoms, or a heterocyclic compound between two carbon atom and an oxygen atom in a triangle shape, that is epoxides. So it is the formation of an epoxide using an important reagent which is called meta-chloroperoxobenzoic acid. Meta-chloroperoxybenzoic acid. See here, this is peroxy group, and meta position we have a chlorine. So using meta-peroxybenzoic acid, and an alkene. In presence of organic solvent, we get an epoxide. This particular reaction is called Prilsev reaction. See here, this is the corresponding peroxybenzoic acid or peroxy acid treating with an alkene. So between the double bond, a oxygen bond get installed. That means result in the formation of a epoxide. This reaction is called Prilsev reaction or Prilsev reaction. Take down. See, metachloroperoxybenzoic acid, CPBA, CPBA, metachloroperoxybenzoic acid. The difference between benzoic acid and peroxybenzoic acid is the introduction of an oxygen atom. See, this is the peroxy linkage. What is peroxide? H2O2. That means HOOH. So, the benzoic acid is C6H5COOH. In between O and H, there is another oxygen atom. It gives rise to peroxybenzoic acid. So, here we are using metachloroperoxybenzoic acid. And this reaction is highly specific because if we use this particular reagent, we will get trans olefins gives to trans substitute epoxides and cis olefins gives to cis substituted epoxides. And the stereospecificity of the reactant and product could be maintained by using the reagent metachloroperoxybenzoic acid. When we consider the mechanism of Prilsev reaction, the mechanism could be a butterfly type mechanism. So when we see the mechanism, that mechanism operates like a butterfly. Butterfly is having two wings, two sides, and there is a worm between the two wings. So, the most important advantage of metachloroperoxybenzoic acid is that this hydrogen and this oxygen could undergo a intermolecular hydrogen bond. And that intermolecular hydrogen bond in acidic solution enhance the polarization of oxygen-oxygen bond drastically, which enable this oxygen to donate to the double bonded compounds. So, the intramolecular hydrogen bond formation of metachloroperoxybenzoic acid leads Prilsev reaction mechanism as butterfly mechanism. Got it? Take down. See here, this is metachloroperoxybenzoic acid. Just check here. This oxygen, that C double bond O, shift towards as a result The oxygen, carbon double bond oxygen and the hydrogen atom forms an intramolecular hydrogen bonding. When this oxygen and hydrogen forms an intramolecular hydrogen bonding, naturally the polarization of this oxygen atom increases. Polarization of oxygen hydrogen bond increases. As a result, this oxygen get attached to the carbon double bond carbon, that is the alkenic bond. As a result, see here, a butterfly like structure is formed. See here, I have a phenyl ring here and a chlorophenyl ring here. These two act as wings of a butterfly, while this transition state, that is the intermediate state, act as a wing of that butterfly. So see here, that oxygen attack the carbon double bond carbon, resulting the formation of a butterfly transition state. And this butterfly transition state will be converted to, see, this bond gets stabilized. As a result, we get benzoic acid, metachlorobenzoic acid and the epoxide. The oxygen atom hence add across the double bond, resulting the formation of an epoxide. That is why Presley reaction proceeds while butterfly mechanism. Got it? A same type of mechanism we have seen attacking in case of Simon-Smith reaction. I hope you are remembering Simon-Smith reaction. Here also same type of attack occurs to the carbon double bond carbon. Take down. See, I have given the same mechanism with more clarity in the arrow marks. You could easily make it out how the oxygen from metachloroperoxobenzoic acid is shifted to the carbon double bond carbon, resulting the formation of an epoxide. And see here, we could easily make it out. A transition state is formed, which gets stabilized by rearranging to form the epoxide and metachlorobenzoic acid. Take down carefully. So, in Breslev reaction, a butterfly type mechanism is operating, resulting the formation of an epoxide from a alkene. So, be careful while answering the questions. So, I stop now here. We will meet again. Thank you. Thank you very much.